When I look into her eyes, I see paradise.
Heading the processional and bearing the mace of the Development Academy of the Philippines is Ms. Ria Kapinig from the Office of the Academy Registrar.
Following her are the candidates for graduation, particularly Middle Managers Class Batch 26 Barani, Batch 27 Udaya, and Batch 24 Kawayan, led by their class presidents, Ms. Sheena Angeli M. Botiwi and Mr. John Vincent V. Cardenas, bearing the PMDP Middle Managers Class banner. MMC Batch 26 is composed of 31 scholars from 22 different agencies ranging from Cordillera Administrative Region to Soxargen, while MMC Batch 27 is composed of 39 scholars from 25 different agencies ranging from Batanes in Region 2 to BARM. Behind them are the MMC Batch 26 Learning Manager, Mr. Nicolo Brian P. Ellis, Assistant Learning Manager, Ms. Crisley Therese B. Taguba, and MMC Batch 27 Learning Manager, Mr. Jomer B. Villanueva, and Assistant Learning Manager, Ms. Mary Sharina Rose M. Iruma.
And then we have MMC Batch 27 Class Director, Ms. Virginia C. Aldea, Capstone Project Faculty in Charge for MMC 26, Ms. Ramonesa R. Ricardo, and for MMC 27, Dr. Josefa Rizalina M. Bautista. Up next, our Program Manager for Training Operations, Ms. Maida A. Nieves, Program Manager for Monitoring and Evaluation, Curriculum and Development, and Knowledge Management, Ms. Cheryl D. Reyes. And for Promotions and Advocacy and Recruitment and Admissions, Ms. Reina Carmelita F. Young, and Ms. Nanette C. Caparos, Managing Director of the Public Management Development Program.
Following them are DAP President and Chief Executive Officer, Attorney Engelbert C. Caronan Jr., Executive Director Maria Marcy C. Ballesteros, and our keynote speaker.
Please remain standing for the entrance of callers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Philippine National Anthem to be led by the Ramon Magsaysay High School Choral.
Kayang magiliw, perlas ng silanganan, alab ng puso, sa dibdib mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, duyan ka ng magiting, sa manlulupig, di ka pasisiin. Sa dagat at bundok, sa simoy at sa langit mong bughaw, may dilag ang tula at awit sa paglayang minamahal. Ang kislap ng watawat mo'y tagumpay na nagdiningning, ang bituin at araw niyang kailan pa may di magdidilim. Lupa ng araw ng walhating pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Aming ligaya na pag may mga api ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Ama namin na nasa langit, sambahin ang ngalan mo, sumapit nawa ang kaharian mo, sundin ang loob mo dito sa lupa para nang sa langit. Bigyan mo kami ngayon ng aming kakanin sa araw-araw. Patawarin mo kami sa aming mga sala, tulad ng ginagawa namin sa may sala sa amin. Ilayo kami sa pagsubok, bagkus siyadya sa masama. Pagkat sa'yo ang kaharian at kapangyarihan at ang kalwalhatian, kailan pa man.
Please be seated. Thank you very much, Ramon Magsaysay High School Chorale, for that stirring rendition. So once again, a pleasant afternoon to everyone.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome to the graduation ceremony of the Public Management Development Program live at the DAP Conference Center here in Tagaytay. We would also like to welcome the institutional partners, family members of our scholars, and all our guests joining us here and through PMDP's Facebook live stream. This is the third Middle Managers Class graduation ceremony of the Public Management Development Program since the pandemic.
Yes, Luis, this is indeed another milestone for the program.
And now, to formally welcome all of us, let us give the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Development Academy of the Philippines, Attorney Engelbert C. Caronan Jr., a round of applause.
To the National Economic and Development Authority Secretary, Dr. Arsenio M. Balisacan, the Career Executive Service Board Executive Director, Maria Marcy Ballesteros, PMDP Managing Director, Nanette Caparos, MMC 27 Class Director, Virginia Aldea, Capstone Project Faculty in Charge, Ms. Ramonesa Ricardo of MMC 26, and Dr. Josefa Rizalina Bautista of MMC 27, PMDP Alumni Club President Judge Roslyn Borja, MMC 25 alumni, to the members of the MMC Barani and Udaya graduating class, and to their families and loved ones who are present with us today. Good afternoon and welcome to the 25th graduation ceremony of the Public Management Development Program, or the PMDP Middle Managers Class for batches 26 and 27. This ceremony is truly a milestone event, as this is the 25th graduation rites that the PMDP will hold in these hallowed halls of the DAP Conference Center, Tagaytay City. A testament to the mandate that the PMDP strongly upholds, that is, to hone the skills of the crème de la crème of the bureaucracy, producing world-class Filipino leaders in the service of the people. Indeed, today is truly a joyous occasion. Over the years, the PMDP, as a program of national government designed to foster professionalism in government and promote stability in the bureaucracy by providing and producing a core of development-oriented, competent, dedicated, and honest government senior executives and middle managers, has indeed come a long way since it first opened its doors to the first batch of high-potential, high-performing government executives in 2012. To date, the PMDP has graduated 888 MMC and 263 SEC scholars, 75 phonetic leaders, and 121 LGEMC scholars who have been imbued with the competencies and learnings they acquired from the program. At DAP, we do this not only as a matter of mandate, but as a matter of passion. The men and women that you see right now have dedicated themselves in assisting the government achieve its purposes through education, training, research, and publication. And as a testament to this, during the last 4 years, marks as one of our most productive time in our recent history. Because even as we were beset with the ravages of pandemic, when sudden and deep budget cuts were imposed, with the consequences of various calamities like the volcanic eruptions in our midst, we continued to innovate, to expand our reach and deepen our expertise. Our bottom line says it all. our relative corporate revenue as a GOCC was at an all-time high. During this time, we started the difficult process of integrating the PMDP program back to the Career Executive Program as its primary training and education arm. We introduced new programs to the PMDP. We adopted new modalities of learning. The new training building, a 14-story world-class facility which will house the future PMDP program, has already begun construction. It is also during this period that we have established a new center for the DAP, which we call the Center for Strategic Futures. We envision this to lead DAP's transformation as we continue to adapt to a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous environment, to pioneer DAP's interventions on the human capacity level, the organizational or institutional level, and when necessary, on the policy level as well. This new center is composed of 3 laboratories, namely the Data Analytics Laboratory, the Innovation Laboratory, and the Smart and Creative Communities Laboratory. We have, in fact, started building the necessary infrastructure, acquired the appropriate technologies, and have developed unique programs along these 3 disciplines. Soon, these 2 will be made available to the PMDP. Finally, I have asked our programs group to enhance our process of communities of practice and knowledge management system with the aim of acquiring the experiences of our men and women in the government as our regulators, development officers, fiscal managers, and administrators, to learn from their learnings and the techniques and tools that have been developed in the performance of their duties. Soon, these 2 will be made available to the PMDP. Having said this, let me therefore extend my warmest congratulations to the PMDP Steering Committee and the hardworking PMDP team for having come this far. To the graduates, my salutation goes to all of you for bravely hurdling the challenges and the limitations of online learning modality that the PMDP has adopted at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. I know that there might have been and there must have been many ups and downs on your journey, but your presence here is proof that you were able to take on the challenge and make it through with hopefully even more passionate drive to continue public service. So once again, congratulations MMC 26 and 27 graduates. To our graduates again, as we bid you farewell, and as you return to your respective agencies, I would like to share with you the words of the United States 28th President Woodrow Wilson. You are not here merely to make a living. You are here in order to enable the world to live more amply, with greater vision, with a finer spirit of hope and achievement. You are here to enrich the world, and you impoverish yourself if you forget this errand. As public servants, we must always remember that we were put in our positions for a noble reason, to improve the lives of those we serve, and making sure that we are held accountable for our actions. The Filipino people are counting on us, that the seed of change, and to make sure to let this seed of change grow. As you leave this auditorium, may you be like the warriors or Barani, who will brave and face these challenges and therefore ushering a new dawn, Udaya, for those whom you serve. Public funds have been invested in your profession and personal growth as public managers and executive. The time has come for you to give back to the nation. Padayon MMC 26 and 27, Again, let us be reminded that we do this para sa Diyos, para sa bayan, para sa mamamayan. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, President Caronan. Indeed, it is our sincerest hope that all the lessons and the challenges you conquered in DAP have prepared you amply for your turn to give back to the Filipino people.
And in the mission of honing skills and abilities since 2012, we have already conducted many graduations, be it for the middle managers class, senior executives class, or joint classes. Today, we mark the milestone as a 25th graduation ceremony, the fourth PMDP face-to-face graduation since the pandemic.
That's right, Luis. PMDP has definitely come a long way in producing competent leaders in the bureaucracy, and this continued even under probably the worst and far-reaching crisis that we have faced.
To provide us with a bit more of information on the PMDP and to present the candidates for graduation, may we call on PMDP Managing Director, Ms. Nanette C. Caparos.
Good afternoon, everyone. As mentioned, the Public Management Development Program offers several classes, such as the Senior Executives class, the Middle Managers class, the Phronetic Leadership class, and the Local Government Executives and Managers class, all on full government scholarship. All are also intensive, holistic, and multimodal courses on the theory and practice of development management. The classes include PMDP modules and an integrating final requirement where learning from the sessions is expected to be applied immediately. All modules are delivered by a distinguished faculty from the academe, the government, and the private sector. Because of this rigor, the DAP, as an academic institution, awards academic equivalencies for achievement of program milestones under a ladderized scheme. Under the Middle Managers class, a certificate of completion of PMDP modules is given to scholars upon successful completion of the training phase. A graduate diploma in development management is awarded to scholars who, after completion of the training phase, get panel acceptance of a capstone project plan. And finally, a master's degree in development management is conferred upon scholars who complete the implementation and final panel presentation of their capstone project for the Middle Managers class. Scholars who, for some reason, were not able to complete all the requirements at this time still have a chance and within the program's residency period and acquire further academic equivalencies. For the 25th graduation ceremony, we have 31 scholars from Middle Managers class batch 26 Barani, 39 scholars from Middle Managers class batch 27 Udaya, and 1 scholar from Middle Managers class batch 24 Kawayan, who are all candidates for graduation under the Public Management Development Program with academic entitlements. Now, may I ask President Caronan to take the other podium, please. Will MMC batch 26 and 27 candidates for graduation and 1 candidate from MMC batch 24 of the Public Management Development Program and the Master's Degree in Development Management please rise? President Caronan, after careful deliberation and recommendation of the Academic Council, it is with a deep sense of pride and honor that I present to you 20 candidates from Middle Managers class batch 26, 30 candidates from Middle Managers class batch 27, and 1 candidate from Middle Managers class batch 24 who have successfully completed all the requirements of the program and are eligible for the Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules, the Graduate Diploma in Development Management, and the master's degree in development management.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the President and the Chief Executive Officer of the Development Academy of the Philippines, and upon recommendation of the Academic Council, I now declare you graduates of Public Management Development Program and award you the Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules, Graduate Diploma in Development Management, and confer on you the Master's degree in Development Management with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Congratulations. You may now take your seats. Will the MMC Batch 26 and 27 candidates for graduation of the Public Management Development Program and the Diploma in Development Management please rise? President Caronan, after careful deliberation and recommendation of the Academic Council, I hereby present to you 6 candidates from Middle Managers Class Batch 26 and 5 candidates from Middle Managers Class Batch 27 who have successfully completed the PMDP training modules with an approved capstone project proposal and are eligible for the Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules and the Graduate Diploma in Development Management.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the President and the Chief Executive Officer of the Development Academy of the Philippines, and upon recommendation of the Academic Council, I now declare you graduates of the Public Management Development Program and award you the Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules and the Graduate Diploma in Development Management with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Please take your seats. Will the MMC Batch 26 and 27 candidates for graduation of the Public Management Development Program and the Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules please rise? President Caronan, after careful deliberation, I hereby present to you 5 candidates from Middle Managers Class Batch 26 and 4 candidates from Middle Managers Class Batch 27 who have successfully completed the PMDP training modules and are eligible for the Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the President and the Chief Executive Officer of the Development Academy of the Philippines, I now declare you graduates of the Public Management Development Program and award you the Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Please take your seat.
Thank you very much, President Coronan and Managing Director Caparos. We now move on to the distribution of the certificates, but first, allow us to read out their contents.
The Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules reads as follows. The National Government's Career Executive Service Development Program presents the Certificate of Completion to the name of graduate, Public Management Development Program modules, Middle Managers Class, implemented by the Development Academy of the Philippines from May 9, 2021 to November 5, 2021 for MMC Batch 26 and from August 2, 2021 to February 11, 2022 for MMC Batch 27. Signed by Senior Vice President for Programs, Magdalena L. Mendoza, Undersecretary of the National Economic and Development Authority and alternate chairperson of the NGCESDP Steering Committee, Undersecretary Jose Miguel R. de la Rosa, and President and CEO of the Development Academy of the Philippines, Attorney Engelbert C. Caronan Jr.
The certificate for the Graduate Diploma in Development Management reads, Development Academy of the Philippines Diploma in Development Management is presented to the graduate for having completed the Public Management Development Program modules equivalent to 39 units of the Master in Development Management, conducted by the DAP this 18th day of October 2022 at the DAP Conference Center, Tagaytay, signed by Senior Vice President for Programs, Magdalena L. Mendoza, and President and CEO, Attorney Engelbert C. Caronan Jr.
And the certificate for the Masters in Development Management reads as, to all persons to whom this presents may come, greetings. Be it known that the graduate, for having satisfactorily completed all the requirements and having been recommended by the Academic Council, is hereby conferred the degree of Master in Development Management with all the rights, honors, privileges, obligations, and responsibilities thereto appertaining in accordance with the laws of the Republic of the Philippines, given at the Development Academy of the Philippines Conference Center, Tagaytay, this 18th day of October 2022. May we now ask President Caronan, Managing Director Caparos, Executive Director Ballesteros, and our keynote speaker to stand on center stage, please.
To lead the awarding of certificates for MMC Batch 26 graduates, may we call on PMDP Program Manager for Training Operations, Ms. Maida A. Nieves, to the podium, please. May we also invite Learning Manager Brian Ellis and Assistant Learning Manager Grisley Taguba to join, please. Again, just a reminder, please refrain from taking photos near the stage since we have an official photographer. The official photos will be shared with you after our event. Thank you.
Middle Managers Class Batch 26 graduates of the PMDP, the Master's Degree in Development Management, the Graduate Diploma in Development Management, and the Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules. Kindly come on stage to receive your certificates as soon as your name is called. Master in Development Management, Diploma in Development Management, Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules. Mark F. Matubang, Bureau of Agriculture and Fisheries Standards, Central Office.
This capstone project is entitled Innovating and Simplifying the Process and Issuance of Registration, INSPIRE, a smart regulation for the database of organic agriculture stakeholders. His faculty advisor is Dr. Ador R. Torneo, and his institutional partner is Ms. Mary Grace R. Mandigno.
Jonathan F. Bernabe, Department of Education, Region 4, Calabarzon.
His capstone project is entitled Strengthening the Implementation of Online Reading Classes Using Marungko Approach Towards Sustainability of Language Literacy Program. His faculty advisor is Dr. Edmund G. Centeno and institutional partner Mr. Neil G. Angeles.
Nino Gerard C. Sineta, Department of Education, Region 5.
This capstone project is entitled Interactive Science Learning Kits for the Kataganon learners in the new normal. His faculty advisor is Dr. Elenita Taluque and institutional partner Dr. Susan S. Coliano.
Norman S. Valeroso, Department of Education, Region 12.
His capstone project is entitled Instituting Guidelines and Procedure in Securing a Land Title for Public School Site. His faculty advisor is Dr. Dina Cartagena Magnaye and institutional partner Dr. Rebon Camille R. Baguio.
Jeanette G. Veloso, Department of Education, Region 11.
Her capstone project is entitled Efficient Utilization of Government Resources through Academics Model, a community-assisted delivery of education materials through integration and collaboration system. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Edmund G. Centeno, and her institutional partner is Dr. Nelson C. Lopez.
Jeannie Ann I. Austria, Department of Health, Cordillera Administrative Region.
Her capstone project is entitled Enhancing the Emerging Infectious Disease Surveillance System in Benguet. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Amado O. Tandok III and institutional partner Dr. Janice Z. Bugtong.
Maria Lorena L. Santos, Baguio General Hospital and Medical Center.
Her capstone project is entitled BGH-MC Cares, HIV Cares Continuum to assist research, support improving access to quality healthcare for people living with HIV/AIDS through differentiated service delivery models for antiretroviral therapy. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Jaime C. Montoya and institutional partner Dr. Ricardo B. Runes Jr.
Jeline E. Doctor, Department of Science and Technology, Region 4, Mimaropa.
Her capstone project is entitled Enhancing the E-Commerce Ecosystem for DOST Mimaropa's Assisted Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Towards Inclusive Growth in the New Normal. Her faculty advisor is Mr. Ramon Manuel T. Nisperos and institutional partner Dr. Maria Josefina P. Abilay.
Fernan S. Diaz, Department of Public Works and Highways, Region 4, Mimaropa.
This capstone project is entitled Restructuring of Office Work Process Flow to Ensure Contractors' Responsibility and Structural Defects for Accepted Projects Within the Warranty Period. His faculty advisor is Dr. Josefa Angeli D. Revilla and institutional partner Engineer Ramel J. Naran.
Belty Cesara A. Garcia, National Economic and Development Authority, Region 4, Mimaropa.
Her capstone project is entitled Improving the Participation of Government Agencies and the Private Sector in the Preparation of the Quarterly Regional Economic Situationer towards a more comprehensive assessment of the economic performance of the region. Her faculty advisor is Mr. Johnson M. Mayor and institutional partner Mr. Emerson Kim J. Lineses.
Maureen Jane B. Oreiro, National Economic and Development Authority, Central Office.
Her capstone project is entitled DigiPol Consult, Establishing a Digital Citizen-Centric Approach in Policy Making. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Ador R. Torneo and institutional partner, Attorney Reverie Pure G. Sapay.
J.R.O. Ragub, National Economic and Development Authority, Region 8.
His capstone project is entitled Expanded National Greening Program Revamp, an enhancement in the identification of plantation sites using geographic information system and analytical hierarchy process. His faculty advisor is Dr. Cristino L. Tiburan Jr. and institutional partner Ms. Giselle Frances P. Zeta.
Wilma A. Villafuerte, Philippine Statistics Authority, Region 4, Calabarzon.
Her capstone project is entitled Accounting, Property, Inventory, Reconciliation, PSA, RSSO 4A, Asset Management and Reconciliation Process towards Organizational Productivity and Better Public Service Delivery. Her faculty advisor is Mr. Eduardo Anthony G. Marino III and institutional partner Ms. Rosalinda P. Bautista.
Jomel Gel T. Sadsad, Philippine Statistical Research and Training Institute.
Her capstone project is entitled Achieving Evidence-Based Decision-Making in Local Government Units, Statistical Capability Building Through E-Learning. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Edmond G. Centeno and institutional partner Ms. Maria Precedes R. Peña.
Princess Clarice J. Araucto Laguatan, Commission on Audit, Region 3.
Her capstone project is entitled Enhancing Public Service Efficiency through the Development of the New Legal Support Service Help Desk app. Her faculty advisor is Ms. Arlene A. Romasanta and institutional partner Ms. Imelda A. Cuevas.
A. Umil, Commission on Audit, Region 8.
His capstone project is entitled Streamlined Cash Examination Procedures Toward 3 E's in Public Service: Efficiency, Economy, and Effectiveness. His faculty advisor is Mr. Wilfredo Aguito, and institutional partner Ms. Maria Amabilis P. Artigo.
Oliver P. Cachapero Jr., Land Bank of the Philippines, Central Office.
His capstone project is entitled Heeding the Call Towards E-Governance, Automating the Land Bank Agrarian Services Information Systems. His faculty advisor is Dr. Eric Paulo S. Capistrano, and institutional partner, Attorney Marife Dean O. Pascua.
Elizabeth D. Lekin, Land Bank of the Philippines, Region 7.
Her capstone project is entitled Streamlining of Interbranch Approval of Internet Access Requests by Accommodating Branch. The faculty advisor is Dr. Eric Paulo S. Capistrano, and institutional partner, Assistant Vice President Llewellyn T. Cavite.
Ivy Camille A. Lucero, Philippine Reclamation Authority, National Capital Region.
Her capstone project is entitled Standardizing the Detailed Engineering Design Criteria for Reclamation Projects. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Fernando J. Hermar, and institutional partner, Engineer Diomedes M. Tan.
Mary Ann U. Barani, Philippine Rice Research Institute, Region 1.
Her capstone project is entitled An Integrated Approach for the Adoption of the Low-Cost Bamboo Bin Dryer. Her faculty advisor is Mr. Joselito C. Bernardo, and institutional partner, Dr. Eduardo Jimmy P. Kilang.
Diploma in Development Management, Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules. Katrina L. Paala, Government Procurement Policy Board, Technical Support Office, Central Office.
Her capstone project is entitled benchmarking and recognition baseline initiative, a competitive and holistic mechanism to achieve efficiency in government contracting. Her faculty advisor is Attorney Dennis S. Santiago, and institutional partner, Executive Director Rowena Candice M. Ruiz.
Charlo E. Peligro, Department of Health, Region 9.
This capstone project is entitled Health Readiness Model, Systems Approach in Scaling Up Devolution Process of Health Services in Zamboanga, Sibugay Province. His faculty advisor is Dr. Amado O. Bandok III and institutional partner, Dr. Augusto Manolo Beach.
Sheena Angeli M. Butibu, Intramuros Administration.
Her capstone project is entitled Sustaining the Promotion of Cultural Heritage in the New Normal. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Felipe De Leon Jr. and institutional partner, Mr. Edgardo A. Baisig.
Sherry May R. Manacho, Public-Private Partnership Center.
Her capstone project is entitled Project Development Facility for Infrastructure Development, Strengthening Knowledge Capture and Creation through the formulation of a PPMF handbook. Her faculty advisor is Ms. Cosette V. Carnilao and institutional partner, Executive Director, Lazar E. Retorno.
Jimela Ann V. Masikat, National Irrigation Authority, Region 4, Calabarzon.
Her capstone project is entitled Developing Contactless Transaction Systems for NIA Stakeholders. Her faculty advisor is Ms. Arlene Romasanta and institutional partner, Ms. Reynaria N. Tapia.
Ana E. Miranya, Central Bicol State University of Agriculture, Region 5.
Her capstone project is entitled CBSUA We Access, an interactive, innovative, and collaborative platform that supports the welfare of students through online support system. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Ador R. Torneo and institutional partner, President Alberto N. Nape.
Certificate of Completion of PMDP Modules. Joshua V. Armenta, Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Region 5. Romil F. Tuando, Career Executive Service Board. Juan Carlos V. Gonzalez, Commission on Audit, Region 3. Rusted B. Halbuna, National Home Mortgage Finance Corporation, National Capital Region. Catherine D. Tria, Rizal Technological University. Middle Managers Class Batch 26, please stand. Turn around. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the awardees of the PMDP Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules, the Graduate Diploma in Development Management, and the Master's Degree in Development Management of PMDP Middle Managers Class Batch 26, Barani. Take a bow, graduates. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may now be seated. Thank you, Program Manager Neves.
To lead the awarding of the MMC Batches 27 and 24 graduates, may we call on Class Director Virginia C. Aldea to the podium, please. Again, just a reminder, please refrain from taking photos near the stage since we have an official photographer. The official photos will be shared with you. May we also request MMC 27 Learning Manager Mr. Jomar B. Villanueva and Assistant Learning Manager Ms. Mary Sharina Rose M. Iruma to join us in the awarding. Thank you.
Middle Managers Class Batch 27 graduates and one from Batch 24 of the PMDP, the Master's Degree in Development Management, the Graduate Diploma in Development Management, and the Certificate of Completion in PMDP modules kindly come on stage to receive your certificates as soon as your name is called. For Master in Development Management, Diploma in Development Management, and Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules, Joel T. Abalayan, Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, Region 6.
His capstone project is entitled Science-Enabled Active Citizens Collaboration, Citizens User-Centered Fish Field Guide and Fisheries Data Gathering Tool. His faculty advisor is Dr. Maria Carmen A. Lagman, and his institutional partner is Mr. Wilfred De Los Santos.
Elaine Vera M. Belvis, Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, Region 11.
Her capstone project is entitled Productivity Improvement of Aquaculture Farms through Digitized Data Inventory and Profiling. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Iris Ann G. Martinez, and institutional partner, Regional Director Raul C. Miliana.
Dina C. Bonao, Department of Education, Region 1.
Her capstone project is entitled Development of a Learning Management System Based Professional Trainings for School Heads. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Rita Rusco and institutional partner, Regional Director Tolentino G. Aquino.
Marlon I. Cardinoza, Department of Education, Region 3.
His capstone project is entitled Increasing Absorptive Capacity of Schools Through Online Reporting and Feedback System on MOOE Utilization. His faculty advisor is Director Aida C. Yubienko and institutional partner Dr. Ronnie S. Malyari.
Capstone project is entitled iReach, Individual Re-Engineered Educational Activity Corner at Home, Learning Space Model for the Last Mile School Learners. His faculty advisor is Dr. Rita Rusco. His institutional partner is SDS Joan A. Dolores.
Helen D. Sabino, Department of Education, Region 7.
Her capstone project is entitled Inspiring Discretionary Efforts Through Re-Engineering Employee Engagement Towards a Productive Organization in the New Paradigm. Her faculty advisor is Ms. Erlinda Olivia R. Q. and institutional partner, Mr. Misael Borgoña.
Tranquilino E. Espejon, Insurance Commission, Central Office.
His capstone project is entitled Enhancing Records and Information User Experience of the Insurance Commission with Agency Information Culture Model and Standardized Scheduling Policies. His faculty advisor is Director Andrea Celine M. Magtalas and institutional partner Attorney Erickson H. Balmes.
Ortiga, Insurance Commission, Central Office.
His capstone project is entitled Enhancing Risk Management and Investment Returns of Insurance Companies Through Internal Credit Risk Rating Framework. His faculty advisor is Dr. Sir Percival K. Peña-Reyes and institutional partner, Director Arturo S. Trinidad II.
Maria Esperanza A. Bayonas, Don Emilio del Valle Memorial Hospital, Region 7.
Her capstone project is entitled Taytayan, Bridging Healthcare Facilities in the Municipality of Ubay. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Manuel M. Dairip and institutional partner, Dr. Nelson A. M.
Jesha May G. Abesamis, Human Settlements Adjudication Commission, Central Office.
Her capstone project is entitled Protecting Realty Consumers Through HSAC Public Assistance Automated Chatbot System. Her faculty advisor is Director Paulo Noel G. Paje and institutional partner, Attorney Melzar P. Galicia.
Monette Udaya Ahmad, Department of Interior and Local Government, Region 9.
Her capstone project is entitled Mandanas Garcia Devolution, Capacitated LGU for Collaborative Readiness Plan. Faculty advisor is Dr. Alex P. Brillantes Jr. and her institutional partner, the Provincial Director Mario A. Patera.
Judith R. Martinez Eustaquio, Department of Public Works and Highways, Cordillera Administrative Region.
Her capstone project is entitled Right-of-Way Enforcement Through Unified Multisectoral Engagement. Her faculty advisor is Mr. Joel M. Plecerda and institutional partner, Attorney Rex B. Paderes.
Brian U. Rasco, Department of Science and Technology, Central Office.
His capstone project is entitled Driving Performance Excellence in DOST Central Office by establishing productivity and efficiency measures, Project DEEP. His faculty advisor is Dr. Antonio E. Etrato Jr. and institutional partner, Assistant Secretary Maridon O. Sahat.
Catherine Grace J. Makuha Lagunday, Department of Social Welfare and Development, Central Office.
Her capstone project is entitled Maximize DSWD Absorptive Capacity through Real-Time Technical Assistance Project Implementation Status Data, closing the implementation gaps through an evidence-based and informed decision-making. Her faculty advisor is Director Aida C. Yubienko and institutional partner, Assistant Secretary Janet P. Armas.
Noli Belin P. Makapagdal, Department of Social Welfare and Development, Central Office.
Her capstone project is entitled Improving LGU SWD Services, Innovating Technology Transfer. Her faculty advisor is Director Elizar E. Recote and her institutional partner is Director Helen U. Suzano.
Marvin T. Arcangel, Department of Trade and Industry, Cordillera Administrative Region.
His capstone project is entitled Economic Self-Sufficiency through Grassroots Community Co-Created Coffee Entrepreneurship. His faculty advisor is Ms. Sonia Tiong Aquino and institutional partner, Regional Director Juliet P. Lucas.
Kenneth Roy H. Cole, Board of Investments, Central Office.
His capstone project is entitled Preservation and Retrieval of Institutional Memory and EDO System, PRIMES, a system for sustained knowledge transfer from departing employees for operational continuity and prevention of brain drain in the BOI. His faculty advisor is Ms. Erlinda Olivia R. Chu and institutional partner, Executive Director Maria Veronica F. Mosina.
Juvie C. Cahiga, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, Region 1.
Her capstone project is entitled Project Tarabay, a multi-stakeholder support system for reducing dropouts of TESDA Diploma Program Scholars in the province of La Union. Her faculty advisor is Ms. Lucita Lazo, and institutional partner, Regional Director Vincent Atienza Cifra.
Christy Donna N. Paredes, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, Region 11.
Her capstone project is entitled Addressing Homelessness Through Co-Created Collaborative Solutions, Making a Difference One Street at a Time. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Jail S. Cornelio, and her institutional partner is Director El Cid H. Castillo.
August Melody A. Andong, National Economic and Development Authority, Region 6.
Her capstone project is entitled Bagong Bayanihan ng Bayan, Mindset Transformation Intervention in the Philippines Local Planning Towards Ambisyon Natin 2040. Lessons in Adapting Korea's Semul Development Framework. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Alex B. Brillantes Jr. and institutional partner, Director Aresio A. Casing.
Sherida May M. Cachero, National Economic and Development Authority, Cordillera Administrative Region.
Her capstone project is entitled Strengthening the Investment Programming and Budgeting Linkage Through Automated Knowledge Creation. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Antonio E. Entrata Jr. and institutional partner, Dr. Stephanie F. Christensen.
Judy May V. Masangkay, National Economic and Development Authority, Region 4, Mimaropa.
Her capstone project is entitled Co-Creation of a Set of Indicators for the Estimation of Macroeconomic Impact of a Disaster on the Regional Economy Towards Effective Local and National Disaster Responsiveness. Her faculty advisor is Secretary Renato U. Solidum Jr. and institutional partner, Ms. Sheryl B. Sarado.
Maria Cristina S. Villar, Philippine Statistics Authority, Central Office.
Her capstone project is entitled Enhanced PSA client engagement through co-created and digital solution-based interventions. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Serafin D. Alisayon, and her institutional partner is Mr. Cesar Reynaldo V. Binulo.
John Vincent V. Cardenas, Civil Service Commission, Central Office.
His capstone project is entitled Ensuring Government's Customer Feedback Efficiency and Responsiveness Through an Institutionalized Feedback Monitoring and Evaluation Program. His faculty advisor is Director Paulo Noel G. Paje and institutional partner, Director Maria Luisa Salonga Agamata.
Romel R. Aquino, National Historical Commission of the Philippines, Central Office.
His capstone project is entitled Project KKK, Kapatiran Katuwang sa Kultura, capacitating local museums through a sisterhood program with NHCP museums. His faculty advisor is Dr. Fernando L. Jalcita, and his institutional partner is Executive Director Carminda R. Arejo.
Janet C. Tavanlar, Philippine Competition Commission, Central Office.
Her capstone project is entitled Knowledge Management Through Human Resource Management Practices, a way towards effective competition law enforcement. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Serafin D. Talisayon and institutional partner, Mr. Jason Q. De La Torre.
Peter Leod P. Sabes, Philippine Rice Research Institute, Central Office.
His capstone project is entitled Rice Technology Bus, a set of modalities for the rural communities. His faculty advisor is Director Elizar E. Recote, and his institutional partner is Director Sailila E. Apul.
Curly R. Saludo, Philippine Rubber Research Institute, Central Office.
Her capstone project is entitled Bayanihan sa Gumahan, strengthening rubber farmers' capacities through co-creative collaboration. Her faculty advisor is Ms. Sonia Tiong Aquino and institutional partner, Director Rat Don L. Sedonio.
Bernard Nino Q. Membreve, Eastern Visayas State University, Region 8.
Its capstone project is entitled Unity for Innovation, University Community Co-Creation Process for Innovative Solution Development. Its faculty advisor is Dr. Felicia Ayeban, and its institutional partner is President Dennis C. De Paris.
Sherry Ann C. Labid, Samar State University, Region 8.
Her capstone project is entitled Transforming Delivery of Research and Extension Services Through Digital Innovation for All. Her faculty advisor is Mr. Monchito B. Ibrahim and institutional partner, Vice President Ronald L. Orale.
And for the Diploma in Development Management, Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules, Maria Sharon B. Desayar, Department of Agrarian Reform, Region 4, Mimaropa.
Her capstone project is entitled Procurement Vulnerability Assessment Tool, a collaborative process innovation. Her faculty advisor is Director Roel A. Sancho, and her institutional partner is Engineer Isagani G. Plaza.
Melissa T. Sena, Department of Health, Central Office.
Her capstone project is entitled Enhancing Access to Quality Healthcare in Sorsogon through the Formation of Healthcare Provider Network. Her faculty advisor is Dr. Manuel M. Dairit, and institutional partner, Director Maria Teresa G. Vera.
Leda C. Senon, Department of the Interior and Local Government, Region 6.
Her capstone project is entitled Strengthening LGU Disaster Preparedness and Response on Health Emergencies through Community-Based Multi-Sector Developed Disaster Assessment Tool. Her faculty advisor is Secretary Renato U. Solidum Jr. and her institutional partner is Provincial Director Carmelo F. Orbista.
Akan G. Tula, Philippine Statistics Authority, Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao.
His capstone project is entitled Productivity Enhancement through Automated Inventory Process System of Office Supplies and Equipment of PSA BARM. His faculty advisor is Attorney Ryan S. Lita and institutional partner, Engineer Nasser S. Usman.
Josefat S. Makawile, Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, Region 8.
His capstone project is entitled Combining Recidivism of Illegal Drug Offenders, Orchestrating Government Reintegration Program for Plea Bargainers in Illegal Drug Cases and their Families in Vice, a pilot study. His faculty advisor is Dr. Jail S. Cornelio and his institutional partner is Regional Director Edgar T. Trujillo.
And for the Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules, Remy D. Garcia, Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, Region 11. Joyce D. Exam, Philippine Statistics Authority, Central Office. Jesusa V. Noblejas, Philippine Statistics Authority, Region 2. And Rafi B. Pallier, Department of Education, Region 6. He's getting a standing ovation, you might be wondering, because Rafi is already in heaven, but he completed the PMDP modules. We do miss him. And for Master in Development Management, Diploma in Development Management, Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules from Batch 24, Kawayan, Arnel R. Patatag, Commission on Audit, Region 7.
His capstone project is entitled Compilation of Audit Case Law, a Strategy Towards Strengthening the Consistency of Audit. His faculty advisor is Ms. Nieves L. Osorio and institutional partner Ms. Jenny D. Dayola.
So, Middle Managers Class Batch 27, and the new graduate of MMC Batch 24, please stand. Turn around. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the awardees of the PMDP Certificate of Completion of PMDP modules, the Graduate Diploma in Development Management, and the Masters in Development Management of PMDP Middle Managers Class Batch 27, Udaya, together with one graduate from MMC Batch 24, Hawaiian. Take a bow, graduates. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may now be seated. Thank you, Class Director Aldea.
For the presentation of the academic and special awards to our scholars, may we invite again Managing Director Caparos to the podium, please. And once again, we will be asking all officials to be on center stage for the awarding.
Good afternoon once again. So are you excited? In PMDP, recognition is given to scholars who consistently work for academic excellence throughout their stay in the program and who exemplify the qualities of the ideal PMDP graduate. If your name is called, please get up on stage to receive your award and stay alternately on your left and right side of the stage first. Do not go back to your seat. For MMC 26, graduating with honors are the following. Jomel Jel T. Sadsad. Philippine Statistical Research and Training Institute. Jeannie Ann I. Austria. Department of Health, CAR. Maria Lorena L. Santos. Baguio General Hospital and Medical Center. Graduating with honors, Janet G. Velosa. Department of Education, Region 11. Graduating as the class valedictorian is Maureen J. B. Orairo. Okay. May I ask all the awardees to move center stage for a good photo op with the VIPs. Congratulations! Congratulations. You may now take your seats, ladies and gentlemen, awardees. And now it's time to recognize the scholars of Middle Managers Class Batch 27, Udaya. Okay. Those who consistently worked for academic excellence throughout their stay in the program and who exemplified the qualities of the ideal PMDP graduate. Once your name is called, please get up on stage to receive your award and also stay on stage first. For MMC Batch 27, graduating with honors are the following. Tranquilino E. Espejon. Insurance Commission Main Office. Trunks. Yeah, please just stay there. Judy May B. Masangkay. National Economic and Development Authority, Region 4, Mimaropa. Graduating with honors, Noli Belin P. Macabagdal. Department of Social Welfare and Development, Central Office. MMC Udaya, you can hug her. Bigyan ng tissue. Dina C. Bonao. Graduating with honors, Department of Education, Region 1. Graduating as the class valedictorian is Kenneth Roy H. Go. Board of Investment Central Office. Okay, move closer. Compress. Congratulations. The PMDP also recognizes scholars who have significantly demonstrated distinct leadership characteristics formally and informally throughout the program as acknowledged by their mentors and peers. Once your name is called, please get up on stage to receive your award and go back to your seat after. For Middle Managers Class Batch 26, the Leadership Award is given to Sheena Angeli Botibi from the Intramuros Administration. So in addition to a medal, you will be getting a plaque. May I ask Ma'am Maida Nieves to read a citation, please?
This Leadership Award is presented to Sheena Angeli M. Butiwi, Public Management Development Program of the Development Academy of the Philippines, Middle Managers Class Batch 26, Barani, for exemplary display of confidence and courage which naturally drew attention and respect from her co-scholars. She consistently acknowledged the contribution made by the members of the class and generously shared the recognition with everyone. She was a democratic decision maker and trustworthy leader that exemplified the Barani qualities of integrity, excellence, and adaptability. Given this 18th of October 2022 at the 25th graduation ceremony of the Public Management Development Program, the National Government's Career Executive Service Development Program.
Congratulations, Sheena. For Middle Managers Class Batch 27, the Leadership Award is given to John Vincent V. Cardenas. Civil Service Commission, Central Office. May I ask Class Director Aldea to read the citation, please?
The Leadership Award is presented to John Vincent B. Cardenas, Public Management Development Program of the Development Academy of the Philippines, Middle Managers Class Batch 27 Udaya, for being the dependable, trustworthy, and proactive leader who consistently motivated and encouraged his co-workers to collaborate and champion endeavors worthy of the true Udaya.
Congratulations. In the PMDP Middle Managers class, the Capstone Project is an important integrating activity and the thesis equivalent. Recognition is given for successful development and management of projects falling under thematic areas connected to streamlining the delivery of public services to the citizen. Ms. Ramonesa Baby R. Ricardo, the faculty in charge for MMC Batch 26 Capstone Project, will read the plaque citations, please. Awardees, after receiving your awards, stay alternately at the left and right side of the stage first. The Best Citizen-Centered Capstone Project Award goes to Jonathan F. Bernabe, Department of Education, Region 4, Calabarzon.
This award is given to Jonathan F. Bernabe, PMDP MMC Batch 26 Barani, in recognition of his capstone project, implementation of online reading classes using Marunko approach for the sustainability of language literacy program, for providing a new reading approach to the learners of Mamatid Elementary School in Cabuyao, Laguna, using the Marunko approach, lowering the number of non-readers and increasing their reading proficiency. This approach can be adopted by other schools to improve the reading ability of their learners and subsequently contribute to achieve better learning outcomes. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jonathan. The Best E-Government Capstone Project Award goes to J.R. O. Ragub, National Economic and Development Authority, Region 8.
This award is given to J.R. O. Ragub, PMDP MMC Batch 26 Barani, in recognition of his capstone project, Expanded National Greening Program, or ENGP Revamp, an enhancement in the identification of plantation sites using Geographic Information System, GIS, and Analytical Hierarchy Process, AHP, for utilizing the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, Land Cover Degradation Matrix, in identifying and mapping actual degraded areas, the Analytic Hierarchy Process in prioritizing potential plantation sites, and the Quantum GIS in analyzing available geospatial data that allowed better selection of reforestation areas within the DNR 8 Centro Palo jurisdiction. Coupled with institutional adoption by the DENR, replication of the tested processes, especially during surveying, mapping, and planning activities, will result in enhanced implementation of the ENGP. Congratulations, Jay.
Congratulations, JR. The Best Organizational Productivity Capstone Project Award goes to Wilma A. Villafuerte, Philippine Statistics Authority, Region 4, Calabarzon.
This award is given to Wilma A. Villafuerte, PMDP MMC Batch 26 Barani, in recognition of her capstone project, Accounting Property Inventory Reconciliation, or APIR, appear. PSA RSSO 4A Asset Management and Reconciliation Process towards organizational productivity and better public service delivery for enhancing holistically and systematically the agency's asset management system that led to the reduction of unreconciled records of inventory and property, plant, and equipment accounts. This led to greater individual and team accountability, improved operational performance, and stakeholder satisfaction. Congratulations.
Finally, the Best of the Best Capstone Project Award is for MMC 26 is given to Mary Ann U. Baradi, Philippine Rice Research Institute, Region 1.
This award is given to Mary Ann U. Baradi, PMDP MMC Batch 26, in recognition of her capstone project, an integrated approach for the adoption of the low-cost bamboo bean dryer, for developing a new approach through strong partnerships among key stakeholders to enhance and sustain the adoption of the low-cost bamboo bean dryer. This resulted in the actual transfer of technology to farmers and farmer organizations in the Ilocos province, which reduced their drying expenses and produced higher quality of palay, eventually contributing to better food security, not just in Region 1, but in the entire country. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Please join our VIPs for a good photo op. Ma'am Baby, may we request you to join them? And Edie Ballesteros. Okay. Okay, you may now go back to your seats. And now we move on to MMC 27 Udaya. May I request Dr. Josefa Rizalina Bautista, the faculty in charge for MMC 27's capstone project, to read the plaque citations. Good afternoon, Ma'am Jo.
Tanghali, hapon, paggabi na.
For MMC 27, the Best Citizen-Centered Capstone Project Award goes to Peter Lyod, P. Sabes, from the Philippine Rice Research Institute, Region 12.
If I may now read the award citation. This award is given to Peter Lyod Sabes, PMDP Batch 27 Udaya, MMC, in recognition of his capstone project, Rice Technology Bus, a set of modalities for the rural communities for reaching geographically isolated areas and unserved farmers in Soxargen, providing them with multiple learning and technical training modalities and equipping them with an upgraded set of rice yield-enhancing technologies, which eventually resulted in higher rice production and lowered expenses on farm inputs. Farmers needing continuing support services from various stakeholders were likewise served through a government advisory hub that he called the GOVAD. Congratulations, Peter.
Congratulations, Peter Lloyd. The Best E-Government Capstone Project Award goes to Sherida May E. Cachero, National Economic and Development Authority, CAR.
This award is given to Sherida May M. Cachero, PMDP MMC Batch 27 Udaya, in recognition of her capstone project, strengthening the investment programming and budgeting linkage through automated knowledge creation, for developing the NEDACAR Investment Program online system, or what she called CARICOL, using open source Google applications, which created a collaborative platform for various stakeholders in formulating and updating the Regional Development Investment Program, thereby making the budgeting process more evidence-based and endorsing programs and projects better fit in addressing the development needs of the region. Congratulations, Sherida May.
Congratulations. The Best Organizational Productivity Capstone Project Award goes to Elaine Vera M. Belvis, from the Bureau of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, Region 11.
This award is given to Elaine Vera M. Belvis, PMDP MMC Batch 27 Udaya, in recognition of her capstone project, Productivity Improvement of Aquacultural Farms through Digitized Data Inventory and Profiling, for creating a collaborative database management system which streamlined aquaculture farms inventory and profiling processes, generating easily accessible and real-time data for better client service delivery, and in due course, improving the productivity of the fishery sector, particularly the aquaculture industry, which has critical contribution in sustaining food sufficiency. Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Elaine.
Finally, for MMC 27, the best of the best. Capstone Project Award is given to Peter Lyod B. Sabes,
The award is given to Peter Lyod P.
Philippine
Sabes,
Rice Research Institute.
in recognition of his capstone project, which we already heard about, the Rice Technology Bus, for leading a multi-stakeholder and collaborative process to transform geographically remote farm communities in Soxargen with unfavorable ecosystems toward yielding productive rice varieties through the establishment of demo farms and the Government Advisory Corner, the GOVAT, housing resource materials and providing a meeting hub for the sharing of best practices and extension services. The project proved a workable agricultural extension modality in remote communities that will boost rice farmers' production and income and subsequently contribute to food security. Congratulations again.
Congratulations! You may now take your seats.
Congratulations to all our awardees. Thank you, Ma'am Nanette and Dr. Bautista. Now it's time to give way for the class address of the valedictorian. May we call on the valedictorian of Middle Managers Class Batch 26, Barani, Ms. Maureen Jane B. Orero from the National Economic and Development Authority, Central Office.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Hi, Batch Barani and Batch Udaya. Good afternoon, everyone. To our keynote speaker, NEDA Secretary Arsenio Balisacan, sir. Also the NGC ESDP Steering Committee Chair. To our PMDP Managing Director, Ma'am Nanette Caparos. To the MMC 27th Class Director, Ms. Virginia Aldea. To the Capstone Project faculties in charge for MMC 26, Ma'am Baby Ricardo, and Dr. for MMC 27, Dr. Josefa Rizalina Bautista. To the PMDP Alumni Club President, Judge Roslyn Borja, and to the MMC 25 alumni who are present here today, a pleasant afternoon to everyone. So MMC 26 Barani, I would describe this as the batch that is so extra. I wasn't able to count the many times that we've been commended for our level of creativity in class presentations and for always being active in class because everyone always have something to say. But why even bother counting when we're already so busy being extra all the time? So honestly, I myself was amazed by how much effort we put in everything that we did. So let's start with our TSDP and the amazing concert. So with our TSDP, we gave life to our batch name by even having our own logo and even a batch song. Not all batches have that. And then we finally presented the amazing concert. We mounted a performance in 5 acts. So we prepared commercial videos featuring Sir J.R. Slipasil and Autolite, Attorney OCJ as Oliver Biglang Liko, Sir Norman's Only Lotion Touches My Skin, Sir Max Lucky Chan Shopee advertisement, and the funny reface commercials featuring mostly Sir Ted. Of course, we always reveled in the amazing vocals of the Barani talented singers like Ma'am Jeannie, Miss Jeline, Ma'am Barbie, Miss Jel, Sir Rayo, and our own very energetic president, Miss Sheena. But so many talents also came through for the first time. So again, Miss Sheena did an interpretative dance. The quiet former Mr. President, Sir Fernan, sang and played a Bruce Springsteen song. Miss Ivy played guitar. We had the F4 as our guests. We had a puppet concert. There were also cultural dances by Ma'am Mary Ann, Ma'am Beth, and Ma'am Janet. And we even managed to sing Heal the World Together virtually. In our modules, we weren't contented doing simple class reports. We did so many creative stunts. We had the funny and witty TikTok talk shows and news presentations of Team Marangal with the perfect voice and background effects of Sir John and the presence of the always sharply dressed Sir JC. I bet that we also won't forget the TikTok and talk shows of the Matapat team, which embraced the tita roles like the rich Tita Ma'am Beth and the favorite kapitbahay, Ma'am Jem. We also saw the unexpected acting talent of Team Dakila, especially that of Attorney Josh and Ma'am Kath. The notable poetry and variety show performances of Team Masigasig's Miss Chubby, Ma'am Weng, Ma'am Belty, Ma'am Ana, and Attorney Princess, who was also our Dabawala Queen. The comedic but informative vlogs and commercial entries of Team Mapagmahal Sir Norman, Ma'am May, and Sir Chow, and the creative puppeteering of Team Makisig. How much more extra can we get? There was a time when minutes before a presentation, if you remember guys, Doc Lori was delivering her patient's baby and still made it to her role as news anchor. We also have Sir Onin, who had the most beautiful things to say in appreciation of everyone. So we sang, danced, acted, edited videos, and went crazy creative as hard as we studied. We went through PMDP with so much vigor, as if we did not start with worries and nervousness. Together during the residential training, like warriors, we pushed through our limits and that of a virtual setup. I think we were able to be like this because we learned to value each other as essential member of our batch. Like a team of warriors who saw each other's role as important for the group survival, we worked and took care of each other as if we were physically occupying one space. Even if we were up until the wee hours and powering through fatigue, we never refused any challenge, and in the end, we all reaped the fruits of our hard work. Now, here we are, looking all donned up, pretty and handsome, as if we never struggled at all. I'd like to take this moment on behalf of myself and my fellow Baranis to thank everyone who have brought us here. For those who are not here in the venue, I hope that you are watching the Facebook live streaming. To the top management of our agencies who sent us to PMDP, the leaders we look up to, including those who have retired while we were in our PMDP journey, thank you for your confidence. Thank you for seeing us as potential leaders in government. To our institutional partners, we are grateful for the time, patience, and guidance you gave throughout our implementation. To our capstone team members, thank you for believing in our projects and for being there with us. To our families, friends, thank you for supporting us in many ways, for the help, the comfort, the prayers, and the encouragement. To our faculties in charge, Dr. Temi Rivera, Dr. Malu Rebulida, Dr. Manny Esguerra, Dr. Nick Agustin, Ma'am Nieves Confisor, Ma'am Beth Manuge, Sir Ed Gonzalez, former DBM Undersecretary Laura Pasqua, Professor Lisa Antonio, SVP Dedeng Mendoza, Dr. Juan Canapi, Ma'am Baby Ricardo, our dear Sir Nonong, Har, and their teams, as well as our learning managers, Sir Brian and Miss Lay. Words cannot express how thankful we are. And most importantly, to the one above for this blessing that we were able to meet amazing colleagues in government who have the same heart to serve our countrymen with integrity, dignity, honesty, and passion. We won't be here without all of you. To the Baranis, we all did great. There are some of us who are relatively young in public service, and there are those whom we regard as veterans. But what brought us all together here is our common desire to keep on learning and improving. In some way, no matter our age or experience, we are all still a student of life. There are yet many things to be learned and questions to be answered. The things we've gone through in our respective careers, somehow they led us here. I hope that the relationships we built throughout the process, this teamwork that we nurtured, will continue beyond the halls of the AP. With this graduation, our PMDP journey officially ends. But we still have a mission and vision to accomplish. We will go back to our agencies and our areas, but even if we are far from each other, let us do our best in working toward the Barani's vision of becoming career executives who provide exemplary, efficient, innovative, and responsive public service to the Filipinos by 2028. I sincerely hope that whatever we found and felt here today will encourage us to keep being the best we can be as individuals and public servants. Congratulations, PMDP Middle Managers Class Batch 26, and mabuhay ang lahat ng mga Barani.
Thank you, Ms. Oreiro, Class Valedictorian of MMC Batch 26 Barani. The experiences you've braved in your PMDP journey, both joyful and challenging, were surely made lighter with your unity as Barani. And now, let's listen to the valedictorian of Middle Managers Class Batch 27 Udaya, Mr. Kenneth Roy H. Co. from the Board of Investment Central Office.
Good afternoon, everyone. Salutations go to the National Government Career Executive Service Development Program Steering Committee Chairperson, Secretary Arsenio Barisacan, Career Executive Service Board Executive Director Maria Marcy Ballesteros, Public Managers Development Program Managing Director Nalet Taparos, Middle Managers Class 27 Class Director Virginia Udaya, Capstone Project Faculties in Charge, Ms. Ramon Mesa Ricardo from MMC 26, and Dr. Josefa Rizalina Bautista for MMC 27, PMDP Alumni Club President Judge Roslyn Borja, and the alumni from MMC Batch 25. Honored guests, our learning managers, fellow scholars, ladies and gentlemen. A blessed day to all of you. Personally, I feel very honored to have been given the privilege to represent MMC Batch 27 Class Udaya. There is so much to be thankful for. To our families and friends, thank you for the love and support that you have given us. To the respective government agencies we belong to, thank you for recognizing and investing in our potential. Finally, to the NGCE ST Program Steering Committee and the PMDP Program purveyors, our sincerest gratitude for the quality education we received, the practical lessons we learned, and the tools you provided us as we continue our journey as middle managers in government service. My fellow graduates, we reminisce upon our perseverance, perspiration, and at times precipitation that we all went through during our journey. Today, we can finally savor the succulent juices of the fruits of our labor. Today, we can celebrate our triumph. Our time in PMDP has been quite an arduous journey. Let us look back on our trials and tribulations that we all overcame and led to us being here today before we move on towards the future. In the beginning, we entered the virtual classroom unsure of what to expect, but fully looking forward to a glorious learning experience. Soon after the light schedule of the orientation week was over, We were thrust immediately to our first trial to formulate a TSDP and then conceptualize, rehearse, and perform in a program highlighting its strengths and weaknesses, all within a matter of days. Miraculously, we somehow managed to pull through and produce a watchable, albeit not so perfect program. However, it was not time to pat ourselves in the back. Likewise, we did not know that this was just a taste of what things to come. The weeks and months that followed were filled with sleepless nights, reflections, essays, individual and group projects. The amount of writing we had to accomplish led to a running joke towards the rest of our group. We all said, aside from getting a master's degree in development management, we should also receive a minor in journaling. Then, there were those comprehensive examinations that tested our capacity to absorb a semester's worth of knowledge only within the few days that the module time was allotted for. Over and above these, that's the capstone project that we were all expected to deliver. For me, personally, I believe all the stress contributed to my receding hairline. Obvious ba? During these trials, we got to know each other. We slowly recognized our strengths and weaknesses. From our varied backgrounds, a melting pot of ideas and insights emerged. This, coupled with our growing camaraderie, allowed us to surmount the challenges we faced. This, I believe, is the essence of the PMDP. By bringing together high performers in the government and equipping them with the appropriate skills and knowledge, it is hoped that the collaboration would lead to solutions towards the government and the country's many problems. Fellow members of MMC 27, we chose the name Udaya because we wanted to become a beacon of hope. We wanted to shine a light to overcome the darkness brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, this darkness affected us personally. One of our members, Mr. Rafi Palera, succumbed to the disease just as our academic residency was about over. This tragedy, I believe, lit a fire beneath us. We fought on for Rafi's sake, and our drive led us here. Practically all of us having managed to complete the program. However, this is far from the end. Now more than ever, our country needs us. The pandemic left our economy in shambles. Oil prices are all-time high. A food crisis looms in the horizon. The problems of poverty, unemployment, drugs, poor education continue to persist. As members of the bureaucracy, we are honor and duty-bound to find solutions to these issues. Just like in our PMDP journey, I believe if we continue to persevere, continue to apply our knowledge and talents, and continue to collaborate with each other, we can overcome this darkness. In conclusion, I know it is crazy to think that we can actually solve all these problems, even as talented as we are. But as the saying goes, shoot for the moon, and if you miss, you will still be among the stars. We might not be able to reverse the economic downturn. We might not be able to eradicate poverty. But together, with our earnest effort, we can at least alleviate the situation, even by just a little. In doing so, we might even inspire others to do the same. Imagine if every Filipino did their part. Just as the stars provide pinpricks of light in the night sky, Udaya's light can make the future shine a little brighter. I know we are all ready to face this challenge, aren't we? Congratulations, MMC Batch 27 Udaya. Mabuhay tayong lahat at mabuhay ang serbisyo publiko.
Thank you, Mr. Ko, class valedictorian of MMC Batch 27 Udaya, for that speech that highlighted your batch's strength and perseverance throughout the program. Graduates, now full-fledged members of the PMDP alumni, will recite the PMDP pledge, to be led by Judge Roslyn A. Borja, President of the PMDP Alumni Club. Everyone, please rise.
My fellow graduates of the Public Management Development Program, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. We, the graduates of the Public Management Development Program, the National Government's Career Executive Service Development Program, in the spirit of genuine public service, pledge and commit to continuously strive to uphold our mission to be world-class Filipino public managers, imbued with the highest level of competence, integrity, and commitment. Now, having had the opportunity to widen our knowledge, challenge our perspectives, hone our skills, and strengthen our networks through the PMDP, we resolve to embrace our roles as transformational leaders and strategic managers in the development of our country, use our knowledge, skills, and influence to promote the Filipino seal of honest, competent, and dedicated public service, continually espouse the dignity of public service, and work to advance our intellectual and moral growth, and uphold the interests of the country and our fellow men above self, and serve the Filipino people with the highest degree of dedication. We commit to do this solemnly, freely, and upon our honor this 18th day of October 2022. Congratulations.
Congratulations, graduates, and now members of the PMDP alumni. And thank you, Judge Borja.
Graduates, please remain standing as we now proceed to the pinning ceremony. Together with Judge Borja, we call on the alumni present from Middle Managers Class Batch 25 Aguhon to fasten the PMDP pin on the graduate sublies. We have with us Mr. Philbert Brian L. Soliesta of PhilHealth Region 11, Mr. Francis G. Baltazar and Mr. Rodrigo M. Rodriguez Jr., both from Department of Education, City Schools Division of Binyan. Thank you, all PMDP alumni, for sharing this special ride. At this point, MMC Batch 26 will render their class song live. Now that MMC Batch 26 Barani is getting ready to fill up the auditorium with solidarity as they reminisce their journey in PMDP through their class song. But before that, let us first get to know the Baranis. Actually, Jade, Barani refers to the Proto-Western Malayo-Polynesian people whose prevalent territory is the Philippine Central Kalimantan or Indonesia, included in the territory of the so-called nuclear Malayo-Polynesian languages. In Philippine context, Barani, which means hero or war leader, has many derivatives in the Philippines. Bayani as an adjective in Kapampangan, brave and strong, and as noun in Tagalog, hero. Barani is a concept prevalent throughout Austronesia to define the most exemplary warrior who ensures the safety and comfort of one's own country or people. Barani means being accountable for actions and performance to the public in making decisions with the principles of expertise and creating a work environment that is non-discriminatory. The more general meaning of Barani is brave, fearless, and daring.
That's right, Luis. Without further ado, let's now give them the floor. So ladies and gentlemen, here's Rise by MMC Batch 26 Barani.
Someplace I've never been. Is this how it all begins? Oh, 'cause I've got my best suit on and I'm ready. I've got my sleeves rolled up and I'll be on my way. While my heart's thumping, boom, 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 you're gonna see me a new question. Is it worth all this? I'm pushing myself to the edge. 'Cause we're all looking for a reason. Find a shelter from the storm within. Just keep your eyes ahead and dust yourself off again. Oh, 'cause I've got my best suit on and I'm ready. I've got my sleeves rolled up and I'll be on my way. While my heart's thumping, boom, 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 you're gonna see me rise. Oh, rise, rise, rise. 'Cause I've got my best suit on and I'm ready. I got my sleeves rolled up and I'll be on my way. gonna see me rise. Not how you fall back down, but how you get back up before you hit the ground. You're gonna see me rise. Oh, rise, 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 yeah. 'Cause I got my best suit on and I'm ready. I got my sleeves rolled up and I'll be on my way. Want my heart stomping, boom, 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 boom. You're gonna see me rise.
Thank you, Middle Managers Class Batch 26 Barani, for gladly sharing with us your class song. May we request the graduates to please remain in front, and we kindly request all officials to join the graduates for a quick group photo. Thank you.
So, Luis, what do you think about the MMC Batch 26 class song?
Well, I think it is great since it encourages people to overcome life's challenges. The title itself, Rise, is telling us to stand up to challenges, both internally and externally, instead of being bested by them.
Thank you again, MMC Batch 26 Barani. And now, let us give the stage to MMC Batch 27 Udaya as they render their class song as well. Now, the MMC Batch 27 Udaya is also getting ready to share with us their class song. Here's the inspiration behind their class name. Udaya is a legendary warrior exemplifying the rising sun. Just like the dawn that brings energy and life force to a world covered by darkness, Filipinos remain steadfast in the face of adversity. At the start of each day, we continue to rise and overcome any ordeal. With unparalleled skill and ingenuity, we will challenge conventions and prevail. And against all odds, the unwavering Filipino spirit will triumph. In Sanskrit, it means arise or rising sun. A variation of the name is Urduha, who is believed to be a legendary warrior princess who is recognized as a heroine in Pangasinan, Philippines.
Thank you very much, Jade. And I think MMC 27 is ready now. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Handog by MMC Batch 27 Udaya.
mayroong awitin iiwanan sa inyo. Alaala dahil minsan tayo'y magkasama. Tatanda at lilipas rin kami, ngunit mayroong awitin iiwanan sa inyo. Alaala dahil minsan tayo'y magkasama. Tatanda at lilipas rin kami, ngunit mayroong awitin iiwanan sa inyo. Alaala dahil minsan tayo'y nagkasama.
Thank you, Middle Managers Class Batch 27 Udaya, for gladly sharing with us your class song. May we request the graduates to remain in front, and may we request all officials to join the graduates for a quick group photo. Thank you.
So Jade, what do you think about MMC Batch 27's class song?
Handog by Florante alludes to the quintessential Filipino values of pagtanaw ng utang na loob and gratitude, which ultimately guided Udaya's actions in their PMDP journey and life in general. The song acknowledges Udaya's humble beginnings and how the experiences, minor or major, both joyful and painful, and people met along the way, have shaped Udaya to be who they are today. The song is also a reminder of how ephemeral life is, and that as human beings, no matter how far or how short we've traveled, we are all reminded to leave beautiful memories to all those we meet in our journey towards being true servant leaders.
Thank you again, MMC 27. At this point, we would like to call on the DAP President and CEO, Attorney Engelbert C. Caronan Jr., to introduce our speaker for today.
It is my distinct honor to introduce to you our keynote speaker for this graduation ceremony. We are in fact privileged with his presence in this occasion amidst a very frenzied schedule. He is described as the linchpin of what the current administration intends to accomplish in the next 6 years, from how President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. previewed it in his first SONA. That is, the immediate need to resuscitate the pandemic-battered economy and to uplift the lives of the marginalized farmers, debt-strapped agrarian reform beneficiaries, migrant workers, and the poor. I believe the President has chosen him in the assembly of the best and brightest Filipino minds to help navigate the country through this time of global crisis, because he is not only an expert, but a seasoned expert at that. Our keynote speaker has served in government at various levels and capacities. He was Undersecretary for Policy and Planning at the Department of Agriculture and was OIC at the Agricultural Credit and Policy Council. He also served as the Philippines' chief negotiator in the World Trade Organization agriculture negotiations and in other various bilateral agriculture negotiations. A decade ago, he served as the Socio-Economic Planning Secretary and NEDA Director General, and later became the first chairperson of the Philippine Competition Commission. He received a Bachelor's of Science degree in Agriculture from the Mariano Marcos State University, graduating magna cum laude. Awarded a graduate scholarship, he took up a Master's of Science degree in Agricultural Economics from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. He received his PhD in Economics from the University of Hawaii. While studying at the University of Hawaii, he took up a post as a research intern at the East-West Center in Honolulu until becoming a research fellow later. He then moved to Washington, D.C. and served as an economist at the World Bank. He returned to our country as an academic, becoming an assistant professor of economics at UP Los Baños initially until he joined the faculty of the UP School of Economics. He also held various positions in academic and advisory groups locally, such as the chairman of the Academic Advisors Board in AIM's Center for Bridging Societal Divides, and academician to the National Academy of Sciences and Technology of the Philippines, and even abroad in China and Australia. He later became the Dean of the UP School of Economics, Executive Director of the Philippine Center for Economic Development, and Director, Chief Executive of the Southeast Asian Regional Center for Graduate Study and Research in Agriculture. In the field of literary work, he has authored and co-edited 7 books. His publications of about 100 academic papers and book chapters delved on such issues as poverty, inequality, regional development, rural and agricultural development, international trade, impact evaluation, and public governance. These papers appeared in the journals of Economic Letters, World Development, Review of World Economics, and Economic Development and Cultural Change, among others. His occupation as an economist with expertise acquired from over 35 years of professional work indeed epitomizes someone with the endurance, confidence, and mental toughness of a long-distance runner, because he himself has run the New York Marathon last year, the Paris Marathon in 2019, the Chicago Marathon in 2017, and the Honolulu Marathon in 2012. Dear guests, colleagues, and graduates of PMDP, please join me in warmly welcoming Secretary Arsenio Molina Balisacan.
Thank you. Thank you for that generous introduction. I must say that you are a good researcher, because there's no one single source where you can get all that information. The President and CEO Attorney General India Gilbert Caronan Jr., Senior Vice President Magdalena Mendoza, Managing Director Nanette Caparros, Career Executive Service Board, Executive Director Maria Marci Ballesteros, Class Director Virginia Aldia, faculty and staff of the DAP and PMDP, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Foremost, congratulations to the graduates of the Public Management Development Program, or PMDP. Congratulations to the 70 graduates from the Middle Managers Class, Batch 26, Barani, and Batch 27, Udaya, for successfully completing all the requirements to be considered full-fledged middle managers in the government sector. I sincerely hope that what you have learned during your stay here will be invaluable as you make better decisions to uplift the lives of the Filipino people. Allow me to also congratulate the DAP for holding its 25th PMDP graduation ceremony. It's an honor to join this momentous occasion, celebrating years of fostering competence, integrity, and commitment in public service through the training of middle managers. I have always recognized the importance of this institution in the government's nation-building efforts. In 2016, when I was just beginning to set up the Philippine Competition Commission, I told scholars of the previous batch that the PMDP's lessons on good governance stand together with good economics as the foundation for attaining rapid, sustained, and inclusive growth. This is what I imagined when I was part of the group advocating for the formation of this program years ago. And as once again the chairman of the NGCESDP, that's what an acronym, right? Interagency Steering Committee, I am proud that since its launch in 2012, this program has never wavered from its mission of producing graduates who contribute to the operation of a more responsive and effective government. To our dear PMDP graduates, your graduation and return to your respective agencies come at a pivotal moment when the Philippines is at a critical juncture. We are well on our way to recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic, with our economy rebounding through a 5.7% GDP growth rate in 2021 and a 7.8% average growth rate for the first half of 2022. These are welcome indicators that show that our recovery is proving to be robust and that we are returning to the growth trajectory that we were tracking prior to this crisis. Despite the poly response challenges that we encountered in the past 2 years, we were able to gradually accelerate vaccine rollout, ease alert levels, and remove tourism restrictions, all of which helped to boost economic activities, especially in rural areas. The strategies we deployed demonstrated that living with the virus is indeed not only possible, but necessary as we navigate the post-crisis period with ambitious targets for our country's future. Hence, here comes our next challenge. The Marcos administration is mindful of several domestic and external risks that may constrain our growth in the medium term or in the next 6 years. These include factors that could disrupt our food supply and limit the access of vulnerable segments of the population to food. These risks include elevated commodity and input prices, aggravated by geopolitical and trade tensions, the spread of infectious animal diseases, inclement weather conditions and natural disasters, and the global disruption of food value chains, especially among our trading partners and exporters of key food staples. Higher inflation has prompted tighter monetary policies worldwide, triggering slowdowns and possible recessions in the quarters to come. Our country's tighter fiscal space, which is an outcome of the massive stimulus and assistance provided during the pandemic, and the limited absorptive capacity of implementing agencies in light of the Mandanas Garcia ruling that devolves key public sector functions, may also constrain our reach and effectiveness in assisting the most vulnerable Filipinos. Despite all these challenges, we firmly believe that with the right priorities and policies moving forward, we can emerge strong and effectively carry out the Marcos administration's socioeconomic agenda, including the strategies and policies to be outlined in the next Philippine Development Plan, or PDP. This blueprint will reflect the government's socioeconomic policies, strategies, and programs for the next 6 years. Adhering to our whole-of-nation approach towards inclusive and sustainable growth, NEDA will be soliciting crucial inputs from you and from various sectors in crafting the strategies to be included in the PDP. With your cooperation and expertise, we hope to have a thoroughly crafted development plan that will ensure that scarce resources or government resources and investments are channeled to programs, projects, and activities that best achieve the country's collective goals and objectives. But beyond planning, the effectiveness of such policies largely rests with you, our managers in the public sector, who will translate this into action and make the necessary adjustments along the way. Your expertise, augmented by the knowledge, skills, and perspectives that you have gained studying under this program, can help steer the country closer to achieving its growth targets. The classes you took are designed for all of you, intelligent, innovative, driven, and dynamic middle managers who choose to serve this country and the Filipino people. As promising graduates, I'm hopeful that you will assume your greater responsibilities in the bureaucracy with confidence, competence, compassion, and commitment to public service. As managers, each of you holds an indispensable role in governance and policymaking. It is you who are in the unique position to prudently advise your executives and officials on the initiatives and strategies to take and to lead your respective units into delivering high-quality work that is responsive to the needs of your agency's stakeholders. You are agents of change within an organization as you spearhead creating and implementing policies and programs that will move us closer to our goals. Your leadership influences the job performance and satisfaction of employees. You act as mentors to your subordinates, inspiring them as you execute as a cohesive unit. You are key to monitoring and maintaining performance standards and making sure that everyone is on the same page. You are important drivers of change and innovation within the bureaucracy as you identify issues and seek to design solutions within tight constraints. Your role as middle managers is vital in upholding good governance, which includes the elements of good planning and promoting efficiency, transparency, and accountability in the execution of such plans. Certainly, the road ahead is difficult, given the numerous issues and uncertainties we face now. As I mentioned a while ago, we are at a critical juncture, and our actions will certainly have far-reaching consequences on the welfare of every Filipino. However, seeing you today, I wish to reiterate that I remain hopeful and confident that public servants such as you will be able to provide invaluable contributions to building on the progress we have already made as a nation as you work towards achieving a matatag, maginhawa, at panatag na buhay for all Filipinos. Once again, my warmest congratulations to you, graduates of the PMDP Middle Managers Class Batch 26, Barani, and Batch 27, Udaya. I look forward to working with you in serving the Filipino people. Thank you, and good afternoon.
Thank you so much, Secretary Balisacan, for your message to the graduates that is surely worth keeping in mind. Before we move on to the next part of the program, may I call back DAP President and CEO, Attorney Engelbert C. Caronan Jr., to award the plaque of appreciation to our keynote speaker, Secretary Arsenio M. Balisacan. Thank you, Attorney Caronan and Secretary Balisacan. And now, may we invite everyone to join in the singing of the DAP hymn to be led by the DAP singers. Please all rise.
Ang isang aralin
have come to the end of the program. Thank you all for coming today to formally witness our scholars and now graduates take a big leap in leading the Filipino people towards a better concept of development with hope and great love of the country.
Again, congratulations to all our graduates. A round of applause for a job well done. May we kindly remind our audience to please make way for the exit of colors to be followed by President Coronan and the rest of our officials, graduates, class presidents, and our marshal. Thank you.